today we're going to start out our neck and shoulder yoga exercises with some relaxation and breathing exercises to warm up. And so we'll start out with our hands on our knees in a cross-legged position, and we're going to take a deep breath in, breathing in through your nose, filling up your diaphragm, and then exhaling out your mouth, and then breathe in, take a deep breath in, and slowly breathe out, and then take another deep breath in, breathing in through your nose. And so we'll start out with warming up. And so what we will do is we will put our hands on our shoulders, and we're going to do some shoulder rolls, and you're going to squeeze your trapezia muscle as you go back and really feel that release. Squeezing. And really releasing the tension that we build up in our shoulders and in between our shoulder blades. And now we'll come forward. And then you can wrap your hands around your neck as if you're laying your head back into like a pillow, and you're going to stretch the front of your chest. And then round. And then just round. We're going to take our left hand and we're going to grab our right ear, and we're going to pull our head to the side. You can take your opposite hand and you can either put it on the mat or you can flex it for a better stretch. And just really get in there and move your neck around in the spots that are sore and where it feels good. And hold it in places. Hold it in those places where you really, really feel the release. And you can put your hand down on the mat and rest it on the mat if that's more comfortable, or you can continue to push it away from you as you're stretching in those areas. And take a deep breath in and come out of that stretch, and we'll go on over to our other side. We're going to take our right hand over our left ear, and we're going to flex the opposite hand or put it on the mat and pull your head down to the side and move it in areas that feels good. And then we'll slowly come up out of that. And just kind of squeeze your shoulders up to your ears. And then just release it. And then squeeze it up to your ears. And release it. Squeeze up to your ears. And release it. And then we're going to put our hands on our shoulders and for some elbow rolls. And we will bring it in and back and around. And touch your elbows and back and around, and really feel that in between your shoulder blades and your trapezia muscles. Bring your elbows in. And then squeeze in the back and really feel that release, and bring your elbows together and squeeze them back. Bring them together and squeeze them back. And now we'll reverse and bring them forward and touch. And around and back and forward and touch and around and back and forward and around and back. And then we will release out of that. So now we're going to do some neck rolls to really loosen up those tight areas of tension that we have in our neck. You're going to lower your chin to your chest and then just start rolling over to one side and holding in spots that really feels good to you. And then coming back down to your chest and coming back up and rolling and holding in areas that really feel good, getting movement and blood flow to those areas. And just move your neck and gently, and don't do anything that hurts, but gently and carefully just hold in spots that feel good and just move your neck and get that circulation going. And down to your chest again, and then you will rotate back up and holding in those tight areas. We're really getting in there today and really doing some neck hygiene. Okay, so now we will come up out of that pose, and we're going to take our left arm and we're going to diagonally pull as if we're looking underneath our armpit, and we're going to take the other arm to help with stability, and we're going to pull our neck down and look under this armpit and really feel that stretch. And again, you can move and hold it in areas that feel good to you. Or if you just want to hold it there. And the farther you put this other arm away from you, the better stretch you're going to get. And then we will slowly come out of that. And then we'll take our right hand and put it on our left ear and look under your, and a diagonal, look under your armpit. And just stretch and move your neck around in areas that feel good. And hold it in areas. And then slowly come up out of that. If you have a towel or a strap, have it ready because we're going to stretch our triceps. We're going to take the strap or towel and we're going to place it behind. We're going to use our right arm to pull our left arm back and rest your head back. And really feel that stretch all on your arm and your tricep. It's a great release. Make sure you're breathing in and breathing out because it is so good for your nervous system and calming your nervous system by taking deep cleansing breaths in, breathing through your nose and out your diaphragm. And then we will hinge forward over our knees and just really get a good stretch up along your whole spine. And then slowly come back up. And then we will reverse the arms. Okay, so we're going to take our left arm behind us and pull back our right arm and rest your head back in the position. Take a deep breath in and then breathe out and then hinge forward. And just move around in spots that feel good to you. Enjoy it. And then we'll come back up and we'll release the towel or the strap. And we will roll our shoulders back and then forward. Lifting our arms, alternating each arm. we'll thread the needle. And you can lift up on your leg to get an even better stretch. And now we'll thread the needle, we'll lift our arm, and we'll slide it underneath and lay our cheek on the mat and really feel that stretch all up in your back. And then you can take your leg if you want to get an even better stretch. Then we'll come up into child's pose. With our toes together, we'll hinge back with our hips on our heels and our arms stretched in front of us and our forehead on the mat. And slowly rise up. And we're going to do our puppy pose with our arms wide, spread wide in front of us and our forehead on the mat. Stretching and elongating your spine. And then we'll slowly come up. And the next pose we're going to do is called rabbit pose. And you'll grab your heels and you'll put your forehead on the mat and you're going to kind of roll your forehead forward at the same time as grabbing your heels and really elongating and stretching out your spine. And so we will hinge down to the mat. We will grab our heels and really stretch. Pulling with your arms, pulling on your heels, and rolling your neck. And then we'll slowly come back up out of that. Okay, so we're going to spread our arms apart, and then we're going to interlace our arms into an eagle pose. And then we'll lift. And take a deep breath in and breathe out and hinge forward. And just move around into that pose for whatever feels good and releasing any tension in your lower back and in between your shoulder blades. And then we'll slowly come back up. And we'll do the opposite. Intertwine the opposite arms. Lift, and then we will switch our legs. And lift up towards the ceiling. Really feeling that stretch in between your shoulder blades, and then we will hinge forward. Taking deep breaths in through your nose and exhaling, and then just releasing even more into that pose and allowing your body to relax. And then we'll come back up. Spread our arms apart. We're going to take our left arm and pull towards our body with our right arm and get a good release in your arm and in your shoulder and your shoulder blades. Really enjoying the stretches and the release. And just holding that for as long as it feels good to you. And then we'll spread our arms apart and release. And come on over to the other arm. And we're going to pull it in to our chest. And then we'll release. And then we're going to go into a spinal twist. Okay, so we're going to take one arm behind us and lift the other and hinge it on the other side of your knee. Sit straight up and twist. Take a deep breath in and then twist even more. Keeping a straight spine. Elongating your spine and your neck. And then we'll release out of that and come over to the other side. We'll take the opposite arm behind us. We'll lift our arm onto the other side of our knee with a straight spine. We're going to twist and turn and look over your shoulder. And then take a deep breath in and then twist a little more. Feel like you're a puppet with a string pulling your head straight up to the ceiling for a straight spine. It's really important to have a straight spine when you're doing these twists. And only twist as far as what is comfortable for you. You don't want to twist too far. You want to twist only as far as what is comfortable. And if you are tight, in time you'll be able to twist more. But we have to just, go where our body is at the time. And if your neck is still kind of tight, or if your spine is tight, you don't want to force it. You want to just go slowly into it and allow it over time, allow your body to become more flexible. We're going to do some head turns with our hand. And you're going to turn your head, and you're going to take your hand and put it on your cheek. And you're going to cause a resistance. It's like you're trying to turn your head and look, but your hand isn't letting you. And then we'll slowly come out of that, and we'll go on to the other side. Put your hand on your cheek. And then push your cheek up against the palm of your hand, like you're trying to turn your head, causing resistance. And we'll do it one more time on each side. And this could feel really good if your neck is really tight. And it's really, really good to do strengthening exercises for your neck like that, because weak muscles cause pain. And so the weaker that your neck muscles are, the more pain you're going to have. But make sure that you have your doctor's approval, because I'm not a professional. I'm just somebody that is sharing what I have done and what is working for me. And I do know from my own experience that weak muscles cause a lot more pain in our body. Okay, so now we will do our last side. And then slowly come out of it. And we'll do some side stretches. We want to also, there's a lot of, our body is all connected. And so a lot of our shoulder and neck pain, we can have, pain coming from other areas in our body contributing to some of that pain. And so we're going to stretch our side too, and our lower back. And so we'll come down and raise our arm, and then look up like you're looking up under your armpit, keeping your hips grounded to the mat and really feeling that stretch all along your side. And then slowly come back up. And then we'll go to the other side, keeping your hips grounded to the mat and looking up. You get a better stretch if you make sure that your hips are staying on the mat. And then we'll come back up, and we're going to do some hip inner thigh stretches. We'll round and hold and pull from the knees, and then move forward and round and forward and round and forward and round and forward. And then we'll just do some circles. And then with the soles of our feet together, we're going to hinge forward. Getting an inner thigh stretch, you can take your hands and push them farther apart. And then from a seated position with our spine straight, we'll do some forward bends that will help with your lower back and help all the way up along your spine. We're going to sit straight up, and then we will, with a straight spine, we will hinge forward, grabbing your ankles or your shins, and then you're going to round. Come back up again. And with a straight spine, we're going to hinge forward, keeping our spine straight, and then rounding over. And then we'll do some seated cat and cow. Rounding, and then looking up towards the ceiling, and then rounding, and looking up towards the ceiling, and rounding, all the way up your spine. When you round, feel that all the way from your tailbone to the top of your spine. Release, and then round. Now we'll get into some more of that circulation and some more into our neck. And so we're going to lower our chin to our chest. And what you're going to do is you're going to nod your head yes and no. And yes. And no. And just really feel the release. Yes and no. Yes and no. And just hold it there, and places that feels good to you. Yes and no. Yes and no. Your neck might have a little pops where it's releasing a lot of that tension in there. And then grab our ankles. And really get a good stretch. Grab your ankles and push your ankles into your hands as you lift and arch your back and hold. And then release out of that. And then we're going to do one strengthening exercise for your full body. It's called dolphin pose. We're going to come down on our forearms, and then we will ground our feet into the mat. And just hold that pose. Doing the downward facing dog or the dolphin pose is so good for your full body strength. And so it's really good to make sure you're doing strengthening type poses too, because those poses will strengthen your shoulder blades and your arms and all in this area that's causing a lot of this pain. And so now we'll go into our final pose, Shavasana. We're going to lay on the mat with our palms facing the ceiling and our legs hip width apart. And we're going to take a deep cleansing breath in and quiet your mind and relax all those muscles that you worked so hard. Breathing in through your nose and exhaling through your mouth and releasing through your diaphragm. Breathing is so good for your nervous system. And releasing all that anxiety. You can stay here in this pose as long as you want. And I want to thank you for showing up today and working out with me and getting on the mat. And I really appreciate you. And if you really liked my video and if it's really helping you and you want to see more, please subscribe. And you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video.